Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Sunday. Starting off, we have a lot of stuff that we are going to talk about tonight. It is Sunday evening, so you know what that means since it is Sunday evening. We go on to talk about our week forecast. Today is going to be for the week of March the 29th going all the way into April the 4th. So that's the time frame for today. And as we go on to what's on tap, near critical or elevated fire danger lingers into this evening. Also, cool to mild overnight lows tonight transition into a strong warming trend as we get into tomorrow. Mostly dry conditions dominate through midweek, and then increasing moisture and instability builds mid to late week. So, a lot of things going on as we go into our future here in terms of the short term future and long term future, current conditions tonight, tomorrow. A lot of things going on, so make sure that you stay. If you have not hit the like button yet, go ahead and do so. Also, make sure that you go and hit the subscribe button. We are at 726, trying to get to 800 right now. We are 74 away from the main goal of 800. Also, share with your friends, your family members, your acquaintances, and people that you don't even talk to because it's free. You can also go in and share it to, again, anybody. Anybody can have it. All you need is a YouTube account. Now, in terms of what's currently going on, there is absolutely nothing. We are nice and dry right now. We don't see any rainfall right now. But if we scroll our way out, you definitely can see some rainfall going on over here in New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Indiana, as well as Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Getting on some rainfall. Look up here in Montana, Idaho, rainfall and snowfall. Rainfall and snowfall also inside of Washington State, and even down here in the Four Corners area of Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, having some rainfall as we speak. A good amount of other areas though are pretty dry though. I mean, dry for the most part throughout the central U.S. A little bit up here inside of the northern Midwest, and for the most part, Carolina area, and then parts of the Mississippi Valley. So that's what we're looking at in terms of the entire country. What's going on in terms of cloud cover? Well, cloud cover right now actually seems to be going throughout the state right now. We see it going throughout the upstate, throughout the Midlands, throughout the PD areas. So cloud cover is happening. Definitely not clear at all. And if we go on and look at this cloud cover for the future, we go on and push this forward, you can definitely see some cloud cover near the coastal areas as we go later into tonight. Cloud cover remaining up there inside of the upstate. And as we continue our way through to around 6 o'clock in the morning, going to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, cloud cover now in the upstate, also inside of the PD areas and even the Midlands, low country. Get to 11 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock p.m. And now we have cloud cover moving throughout the upstate, the Midlands, the low country, and a little bit of the Grand Strand. All areas getting in on some cloud cover as we get into tomorrow afternoon. But look at how it clears out as you get into around the nighttime hours going into Tuesday morning. We're even seeing maybe some fog activity on Tuesday morning. So that's something to watch for. And after that, still cloud cover here and there. So cloud cover is still staying throughout the state, even though it may not be completely cloudy throughout every region for the entire 48 hours that we go throughout. But it definitely is here. If we go on and look at our current temperatures right now, we have around a good 56 in Somerville, 59 in Charleston, and 60 in Beaufort. We also have around a good 62 in Hilton Island, 57 in Myrtle Beach, 53 in Conway, 56 Georgetown, Florence, 58 in Sumter, Hartsville, Lugoff, 61 in Columbia, 59 Newberry, and 59 also inside of Greenwood, Anderson, 61 Clemson, 57 in Greenville, Spartanburg, 56 Gaffney, York, and 57 in Rock Hill. Now for your air quality, we're all good. Everybody's inside the good category, meaning that we have no bad air quality to look at here as we go throughout the next night or so. Low temperatures for tonight, you have around 51 in Greenville, 49 in Spartanburg, as well as 48 in Rock Hill, 48 Lawrence and Newberry, as well as 49 in Columbia, 48 Camden, Sumter, 50 inside of Orangeburg, Aiken, and even 48 in Barnwell, 50 Walterboro, Moncks Corner, 47 in Florence, Kingstree, 52 Georgetown, 55 Myrtle Beach, and 58 in Charleston, 60 Hilton Island. High temperatures for tomorrow, you have around 72 in Greenville, 74 Spartanburg, 75 in Rock Hill, as well as 74 Winsboro, 75 Newberry, 78 Columbia, 77 Sumter, Florence, 76 in Moncks Corner, Walterboro, Kingstree, 72 Georgetown, as well as 73 in Charleston, Hilton Island, 68 in Myrtle Beach. Rainfall is not expected as you go throughout tonight and tomorrow, going into tomorrow night. Now, rainfall accumulation is not expected, so You may see like a drizzle, like a little light shower that may move through, but it's not going to cause any accumulation. And that's the big thing with this map right here. So no accumulation as we go throughout the next 24 hours, so no rain gear really. Now, what about the crazy score? If you have no idea what the crazy score is, it is a score that we see how crazy the weather is throughout the entire state of South Carolina. And right now we are at a 15. At a 15. Why? Well, it's mainly because, number one, it's actually pretty calm. Actually pretty calm right now throughout the entire state. And honestly, it seems like that we are going to continue to see these calm conditions potentially go throughout tomorrow. And let me see if I can go in and get the official. Here we are. No significant weather. Only minor noticeable elements being cool temperatures and easing fire conditions. The frost and freeze risk is minimal tonight. And honestly, minimal to like 0. Because highs or low temperatures tonight are going to be like in the high 40s, low 50s. So that's definitely not going to be any frost or freeze concerns. So for the most part, calm tonight. So as we go into thunderstorm activity for the next 3 days, nothing tonight, tomorrow, or Tuesday. So we are good in terms of thunderstorm activity. And then if we go and look at the fire weather risk, obviously this was for today, but it has now pretty much gone away. It's easing as we go more and more into tonight. And tomorrow, the burn ban actually does lift. I forgot to say that as well, but the burn ban does lift tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you can start burning stuff again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Now, in terms of excessive rainfall, no excessive rainfall tonight, so we are good there and for the next 5 days in general. So let's go in and look at the models. We're going to start off here at 9 o'clock p.m. And as we go in and push this forward again, you're seeing like I said, maybe a little isolated couple of raindrops, but I mean, it's nothing crazy. I mean, we're staying dry. And even as we go into Monday night here, nice and dry. Tuesday, we're seeing maybe some isolated showers in the upstate, but if they are to occur, it's not going to be anything much. Tuesday morning, we may see a little bit of an increase, but for the most part, like I said, mostly dry. We're not seeing anything crazy at all. And if we go on and look at this week's forecast, because usually we go on and talk about the long-term future a little bit, but I just decided let's go on and talk about the week forecast before we get into the long-term models. So we're looking at temperatures here. Temperatures for this week will be above average. We will have above average temperatures this week, and I don't think that that's that much of a shocker. We've been talking about these warmer temperatures as we go into this week ever since last week, and so this should not be a shock to anybody. So we are staying warmer than average. Now, precipitation-wise, unfortunately, we will be below average, which is not good for the drought. We want to see these kind of like below average temperatures with some above average rainfall if you really want to see that drought go away. But for right now, above average temperatures and below average precipitation, which is the exact opposite of what you want to see if you want this drought to go away. Now, what's the pattern looking like? Well, for the most part, we start off here and we kind of, you can't really see the time because this is the old one that I used to use, so you can't really see the time. But right here, you can see as we're going and push this forward. I'll just read the timeout for you for the most part, but this is all the way at 8 o'clock p.m. on April the 1st. I mean, you're seeing this orange, you're seeing some yellows here and there. And this is a ridge. It's kind of like some more warmer, some more drier weather that's going on down here from South Carolina down all the way through Florida, down into the Atlantic and all these areas. And all of the more unsettled weather is happening over here in the west. I mean, this is April the 1st, and look how we still have the orange above us. This is indicating definitely nicer weather, which is great. Nice weather is definitely good. But like I said, if you want that drought to get out, you definitely want to see some more unsettled weather move through for us to get some rainfall. Now, this is right here on April the 4th. And as we go in and push this forward even more, still seeing just normal, dry, possibly warmer than average, maybe getting a bit cooler than average as we move into the weekend. But for the most part, the pattern over here, I mean, we're getting protected by this ridge right here. That's why we are receiving drier temperatures. That's pretty much the whole point of what I'm trying to say here. We're getting this ridge over here in the west. They're getting a low pressure, and then eventually that low pressure will move over towards us. But for right now, we're in a ridge, which is keeping us dry and warmer, making nicer weather. And if you want to go and look at the long-term future, kind of will relate to what I'm looking at. So this is Tuesday right here, 2 o'clock p.m. We go all the way through Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, there is still rainfall, and that's going to happen. Obviously, you will see rainfall even in some of these ridges, but you definitely don't see a huge storm system. You don't see huge thunderstorm activity until that cold front may try to move its way through later this week, going into this weekend. But for the most part, mostly dry conditions continue, with some rainfall definitely getting more impactful as we go into Thursday and Friday, of this week. But before that, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, definitely rainfall is going to be more off and more just not in our way during the beginning to middle part of the week. So that's pretty much in terms of your first week in terms of precipitation. If you want to look at temperatures, though, for the week, going to push this forward, obviously above average temperatures throughout the majority of the week, going through Thursday, going through Friday. Saturday comes along, still warm. And then temperatures for this week, going through Monday, seeming like we're going to be maxing around the 70s. Tuesday comes along, trying to max out maybe a bit in the 80s. Wednesday, trying to get up into like maybe the 80s and mid 80s, trying to get to the mid 80s. Thursday comes along, again 80s. Friday, also inside of the 80s as well. So it's going to be a warm week, definitely nice, but not great for the drought though. So now let's go in and push our way forward even more. So after Thursday, after Friday, we get into Saturday and also into Sunday as well, and you start to see more rainfall trying to move its way over into the east, and that's actually a cold front that we're seeing. Cold front trying to move its way throughout the state going into Sunday and Monday, to where we now have rainfall going on throughout the state next week Monday. Next week Monday could definitely look like a pretty active day. So if I'm, trying to plan my way around this, I definitely would try to get any outside work that you need to get done. I get it done as early as tomorrow, going into Tuesday, Wednesday. Those 3 days right there, because when Thursday and Friday comes along, that's when more rain chances definitely try to move in. So if you have anything that you need to get done outside, I definitely would do it before Thursday and Friday of this week. But we continue through Monday, Tuesday. Just continuing with this beneficial rainfall that we desperately need. So that's something to look forward to. So beneficial rainfall Tuesday, not only Tuesday, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday come along, dry off a little bit more as you go into next week. But as you go into Saturday of not next weekend, but the weekend after, you're talking about potentially some more cooler air that may try to move its way through as we get more and more. So cold air is definitely not done. Still not done. Still not done at all. What about for our temperatures after this week? So we go into this weekend, going into Sunday. There goes the cold front moving through as we get into next weekend, Sunday and Monday. And now we're around 20 degrees below average here on Monday. Tuesday comes along, and look at how we're down into like the 30s. Not the 30s, but like 30 degrees below average. This actually might be the 30s if you we'll go and look at the temperature in just a second. But 30 degrees below average. So that's a huge drop right there as we get into the week after, and then you go through Wednesday, still cooler than average. Thursday, Friday comes along, still below average as well. So we definitely have below average temperatures getting in as we go all the way through into next week. And it actually seems to want to try and stay as well. This is not just some of the cool air that we may just get for just a couple of days. This cold air that we're looking at next week could potentially try to stay for the majority of the week. And so if we go on and look at our actual temperatures, so let's move into this weekend. We go all the way into Sunday, April the 5th. And then our temperatures are going to be dropping. We're going to be up into like the mid 80s, but they're going to drop, obviously. Monday comes along, and we're now dropping to the 40s. And then you may, see some 40s even at around like 2 to 5 o'clock p.m. So we're talking about, potentially late night hours being your high temperature. Then as you go into the next day, your temperatures could actually be lower. So at 2 o'clock p.m., we may see widespread high temperatures next week, Tuesday. Again, 200 hours out, but things can change, but some of this may stay the same. Is that we may have widespread 40s for high temperatures as we go through in the days of next week. Now, as we go on and move our way through even more, all the way through Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday of the weekend after, still not looking that great in terms of temperatures. Still keeping us into the 50s and 40s, even as late as 2 o'clock p.m. on like April the 12th here. 336 hours out. Keep that in mind. So that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of the temperatures. I mean, we're looking like that we are going to continue to stay warm again throughout this week, but the weeks after, definitely looking a lot cooler. So enjoy this warm weather here that we have now while we have it. Definitely enjoy it because cooler temperatures are going to be back on the way. And that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of the long-term future and for the week. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say here for tonight. Starting off, Mr. Chris was here first tonight. He says, good evening. Everyone, hope you had a great day. Well, I did. Thank you so much for asking. My Aunt Lewis says, good evening, everyone. Prayfully, everyone had a blessed day. Well, I did. Thank you so much for that. Mr. Chris says, got to 75 degrees here. Currently, it's 58. Well, at my house, it is 56, and my high temperature was 69. Mr. Chris also says, please remember to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also share with everyone that you know. It's free, helps the channel grow, and you can also change your mind at any time. Absolutely correct. Right now, obviously, we are at 726. And we're moving towards that goal of 800, moving away from 700. So that's good. That's good. We were a bit stagnant there at 724, but we got off of it. And again, like he said, it's free. You don't have to. It doesn't charge you anything. You don't have to pay any type of money. You don't even have to pay a penny for it. You just go on and hit that subscribe button. It takes like 2 seconds. Maya Lewis says today in Georgetown it was a sunny, chilly day. Well, thank you so much for that. Weather report for where you are. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. And then continue our way down. My Aunt Lewis says our high in Georgetown was around 63 degrees. Currently, they're at 54. Well, thank you so much for that. Mr. Chris also said it was slightly windy, but not bad. Continuing our way down even more. My Aunt Lewis says today we did not have any clouds in sight. Well, thank you so much for the weather report. I think I did see some clouds today. In fact, I know I did. But yeah, there were some clouds today. It wasn't too crazy, though. My name says, hello, Jay. Hello to you. And then Maya Lewis says, we can use some rain here in Georgetown. I'm glad you said do outside work. I've got to prepare my outside garden. And that's pretty much all. So, for the most part, looking like that we are... For the most part, it looks like everybody had a great day today. So, that's great to know. I don't think anybody received any rainfall. At least I didn't see anything. Cheryl says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. And so let's go in and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. You might be asking 4 locations. What am I talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. The reason why we talk about these 4 areas is because we have people from these areas who tune in almost nightly. And because they tune in almost nightly, we go in and give them their forecast for them. So starting off with San Antonio first, low temperatures tonight at 66, high temperatures for tomorrow 89, low temperatures tomorrow night at 66 as well. Precipitation not expected until next week, or it's Sunday. So this week, Wednesday night, you actually have a 30% chance of thunderstorms. So watch out for that Wednesday night going into Thursday. And then maybe this weekend, you may see around a 30 to a 40% chance of rainfall on Saturday and Sunday of next week. So make sure that you are aware of that. And then for the most part, your temperatures going to kind of warm back up a little bit into the 90s going through Wednesday. Then as you go all the way through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're going to be in the 80s. But then Sunday of next week, you may actually be inside of the 70s. Severe weather and excessive rainfall is not expected for any of these locations, by the way. I just wanted to say that as well. Well, actually, yes, there is for one location. We'll get to that, though. Then for Raleigh, you have low temperatures tonight at 48, high temperatures tomorrow 75, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 57. Precipitation not expected until, again, like Wednesday night. Chance of showers there. And then as we go into, I mean, you pretty much have a chance of rainfall all the way from Wednesday all the way through into like Sunday. So you have a chance of rainfall almost every day from Wednesday all the way through Sunday of next weekend. Temperatures are going to kind of continue to go up into the 80s all the way through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, you're going to be up into the 80s as you continue your way throughout Tuesday, Wednesday or so. So tomorrow's gonna be kind of your last day in the 70s until you have a good amount of days with 80. Then for Philadelphia, you have low temperatures tonight at 47, high temperatures for tomorrow at 66, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 58. Precipitation not expected until tomorrow. Tomorrow you have a chance of shower activity. Now, for the most part, severe weather, excessive rainfall, again, not expected for you. And then in terms of your rainfall, I mean, it's going to be a pretty active week. I mean, you have a chance of rainfall from Monday through Monday night, Tuesday night, a little bit of a break, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, it's going to be an active week for you this week in Philadelphia. So make sure that you are having that rain gear with you throughout, rather it be the daytime, nighttime, because honestly, there's a chance of rain during all of it. So make sure you have it with you. Temperatures for you will continue to go up, but then Thursday they will easily drop back down into the 60s again. So you're going to have like a day or two of 70s and 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then it's going to go right back down. And then finally for Duncan, Oklahoma, low temperatures tonight at 59, high temperatures for tomorrow at 86, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 61. Precipitation not expected at this time until Tuesday night and Wednesday or so. And a little bit of a chance for excessive rainfall on Wednesday. Wednesday, you have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, meaning that you have an isolated chance of flash flooding, so a 5%. Not the biggest, but definitely still something to make sure that you are watching for just in case if something does happen. But not the craziest, though. Not the more active ones. And then, for the most part, I don't really see anything else kind of going on, except for maybe you may cool down a little bit as you go into like Thursday, Friday or so, in the 70s a little bit, but not really too much. As you go into this weekend, though, temperatures may be trying to drop back down to the 60s for highs, though, on Sunday, so that's something to watch for. But definitely an active week for you once you get into Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you're going to continue to kind of stay active. And that's it for the entire, that's it for the entire 4 areas. So let's go on and see what's going on throughout the entire U.S. weather news-wise. We forgot to do this last night, but we're doing it now. Anonymously warm, dry, and breezy conditions will bring elevated to critical fire weather conditions across portions of the Intermountain West into the plains this early weekend. Actually, I read that part wrong. It says Intermountain West into the plains through early this week. There it is. Another elevated risk is possible across the central Appalachians and a rapid warm-up in the forecast beginning Monday across the central and the eastern U.S. And for the most part, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not seeing anything else too crazy. I mean, rainfall here and there. I'm not seeing anything else too active. I should say active. I mean, I don't see really anything at all except for just rainfall on the radar and maybe some thunderstorm activity. I do know severe weather is coming back, though. Severe weather is coming back and go all the way throughout Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, also into parts of New York. That's on Tuesday. So if you know anybody in those areas, let them know. They may have some severe weather on Tuesday. But that's about all. Let's see the top fans of the night for tonight. We have a lot. We do have a lot. But it was really only in between 3 people. And let's go ahead and count them up. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I might have to count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I see, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, Mr. Chris won for tonight. My Lou is at number 2, and then my Nana's at number 3. So congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans of the night for tonight. If you want to be a part of the top fans, you can by joining us here at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time early. Also being a subscriber, because if you're not a subscriber, you can't type anyway. And also being active. If you're active, most likely going to be in that top spot. So let's give them 3 a round of applause. And that's all that I have to really say here for tonight. So, glad that we've been getting through these forecasts a lot quicker, especially since, we're done. Especially since, like snow season, all that kind of stuff happened. We had that severe weather threat that came through. I was here for like 50 minutes to an hour, like almost every night. But, we're out here at 25 minutes. So I do like that. Do like that there. Trail says, cold here all weekend. Well, thank you so much for the weather report for where you were. For the most part, it didn't really get cold for us until, well, yeah, probably because the cold front moved through Friday night going into Saturday morning. So yeah, about. Milo says, I'm so glad that my grandson is back in Tampa to get away from some of that cold weather in Philly. Absolutely. Even though Philly's going to get warmer, they definitely are going to get cold again. And then Mr. Chris says, I'm still in and out right now. And then also he says, everyone please stay safe and hydrated. Absolutely. And that's all that I can see here. So I will be back tomorrow morning with your Monday morning forecast update. Also, tomorrow evening with your Monday evening forecast update. Make sure that you are there for that. Remember, the burn ban is done tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So you'll be able to burn stuff again if you would like, as that burn ban will be lifted. I don't see anything else for me to talk about. So everyone, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening. Hopefully have a great start to the work week and week. And I will be back tomorrow. Make sure you hit those 2 buttons before you leave.